Are you looking for valuable business advice to reach that 7-figure revenue mark? Do you want actionable tips to properly navigate through every business challenge you encounter along the way? Let Tersh Blissett and Josh Crouch be your guide in getting you to the top here at Service Business Mastery. Tune in as they sit down with world-renowned authors in business, leadership, and personal growth who share valuable insights about management, marketing, pricing, human resources, and so much more. Let their nuggets of wisdom gold guide you in owning a thriving, profitable, and ever-growing business. Here are your hosts, Tersh and Josh.
Hello, everyone out there in podcast world. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We are here at the AHR Expo and 2022. Wow, in Las Vegas. And I have the pleasure of sitting here right across the table here from my co-host, Joshua Crouch. And we are sitting here with Chris Walker with Carhartt. And we're going to talk about Carhartt, what they have to offer for the team, your team as an employee, and kind of what the transitions they made in the past couple of years and what they're bringing to the table. So with that being said, welcome to the show, Chris.
Welcome. Thank you very much. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, good deal. So tell us who you are, a little bit about you, background, that kind of stuff.
Oh, well, you don't want to get too far in the background, but my name is Chris Walker. I'm the Senior Director of Sales for Carhartt Company Gear, which is a division of Carhartt as a whole.
Okay.
And we're focused on the workwear side of the businesses. So folks that are B2B that want to outfit their employees. So we're that focused group.
Okay.
So.
All right. So how long have you been with Carhartt?
Well, I've been with Carhartt now a little over 6 years.
Yeah.
I actually started with Carhartt in IT. So I'm a transplant from IT into sales.
How do you like that?
That's a different trajectory.
I have never said that to anybody that didn't say marketing to sales. Maybe I've heard, but IT to sales. We make the joke that my boss was trying to figure out another place in the company for me to go. But honestly, it was just really good timing and what they were looking for in the role, and it was a great jump. And I will tell you, it was a scary jump.
Yeah.
But it was fantastic. It's been great. I mean, I joined a fantastic team of people, great bunch of sales professionals, sales leaders. So it's been fantastic. It's almost a bit of a feeling of I spent the first 25 years of my life looking for the job that I'm in now. So it's been great.
Awesome. There's so many of us that have done that. I mean, even podcasting, it's like, I started podcasting because I had a speech impediment, and I was really nervous about talking in front of people, and forcing yourself to get on a camera and on a microphone has forced me to really work on my speech and everything like that. And so, but now I was terrified of speaking in front of people my entire life.
Yeah.
Like I remember in high school, I took public speaking as an elective. Like I had all my courses finished, and they were like, public speaking is easy to do that. And I was like, okay. And I refused to get in front of like 18 other kids that were in that class. I said, I'll take a 0.
Isn't public speaking the one thing that people fear more than death?
Yes.
Yeah.
Spiders, snakes, all that.
Yeah.
Public speaking's on
Public
top
speaking
of
is
it.
number one.
It's crazy.
It is.
But
wild.
I have the same story as you. I had to take it in college. It was a requirement. Yeah. And I literally thought, I told the teacher, I said, I'm okay failing this. On the 5-minute speech.
Yeah.
It was like,
isn't that crazy? 5 minutes is such a drop in the bucket of your life.
Right.
But you freak out.
Like, get up there and get your name in 5 minutes, and then you're done. But it was just the craziest. I was the exact same way. And I wouldn't tell you I go out there screaming to do public speaking. My favorite is I like conversations. So whenever there's a public speaking opportunity to do the conversation, but people do tease me, and this is just part of my background too. I did about 28 years in the military, and people will say, "How in the world do you have that?" And I say, "Well, because in that scenario, you didn't care if they were listening to you or if they were paying attention. It was orders.
Yeah,
it was
pretty
please. Straightforward. So, anyways, I digress.
Yeah, but I mean, but the thing about it is I wish that I was doing podcasting a whole lot longer ago than I actually am now. But we're doing good. I mean, we have great listeners, great subscribers, and thankful for all of them. And that's one thing about AHR is like we've had so many people who are avid listeners of the show, and they're like, "Hey, I listen." Yeah, you actually get to meet them face to face, which has been amazing.
Well, I've noticed that a couple people walking up to you, it was like, a little bit of a rock star moment of, "Hey,"
right?
I'm just riding his coattails.
Oh my gosh,
he's the superstar.
No, not really. But so tell us about CCG and what is that Carhartt or is that okay?
Yeah. So and that's one of the things we like people to make sure that they understand that it's not a different product. It's literally it's a service model. If you were to look at it, it's less about any changes to product. It's more about service model. Now, I caveat that with we do focus our product around the specific needs of a company in the markets.
What do you mean by that?
So, we've got, if we're selling a product through a TSC as an example, or any of our retail partners, that end consumer has a slightly different need. They're buying from themselves usually. They're not necessarily buying for an entire company. So they, and they quite often may not be in the industries that we're actually selling into. And, AHR is a great
They may just
scenario.
like the way it looks or something.
Yeah, exactly. Or they just have a affinity for Carhartt, in general. Mm-hmm. So when we do actually style the product around it, we actually analyze that industry and the end users and what do they do every day. So our product team would talk to you about how much time they spend really on job sites, observing, working with them, seeing their movements, what do they come in contact with, all those types of things. And we want to build the product to support those needs. Not only so they're super comfortable, which is, the real important thing, they look good doing it, but that they also it's going to last, that they're not going to have to replace it.
That's the thing about Carhartt. I still have a Carhartt jacket from high school. Now, we're South Georgia, so you had to wear Georgia boots and a Carhartt jacket. That was kind of our uniform for high school. Yep. But I still have mine. And granted, I don't fit in it as well as I did back then, but
a little snug.
It's a little snug. But now my son, he's in middle school, about to be in high school. And I'm sure he'll snag that thing right up. But that thing has lasted forever for me.
It's interesting you say that because that's part of it as well. So you're from Georgia, I'm from Michigan. If we worked for the same company, we're probably not going to wear the exact same clothing because you're going to be in warm, I'm going to be in cold more often. So when we build that assortment, we curate it, it's around how do we have for that type of a breadth of end wear, how do we have something where you look like you're still from the same company?
That's a good point.
And have that same appearance, but you're going to be wearing, more, breathable, lightweight, and I'm going to probably more often be wearing layering with a little more heavyweight.
So Chris, take me back, just because I'm not as familiar with the CCG model, the service model. So anyone that's listening to this that doesn't, maybe they like Carhartt, but maybe they don't know you guys offer some kind of service model.
Fantastic question. I appreciate it.
Can you take us through what that looks like?
Yep. So we actually officially launched about 3 years ago, and the team had existed prior to that in what we called industrial, and it was.
I remember seeing magazines with that, and I was like, oh, I like that, but. It said industrial, and we were, light construction at most. So I was like, this might be a little harder. It might be a little thicker material. It was a confusion point for me at that time. And I was talking to our uniform guy, and he was like, oh yeah, you can order this, and he would order samples for me and everything like that. But definitely. I had some confusion personally with the name.
And FR was a big part of that. So back in that time, there was, we were offering our normal, our full mainline assortment. But then we had the FR, and FR, of course, was much more, because it's regulated, it was more in those businesses, and people were buying it more, as...
Now, what does FR stand for?
I'm sorry, it's flame retardant. So it actually is, it's burn resistant, melt resistant, things that for companies like electric utility is a perfect example, they have to have that FR product. So you see more company buying versus just for individual buying.
That's a good point.
So the team at that time was a bunch of subject matter experts, which they still are today, that focused on understanding those regulatory requirements and who needed what based on what their jobs were.
Right.
Well, then because that was very business focused, it evolved into, there's other businesses besides just those that require FR that want to have that uniform, look, feel, experience. And so about 3 years ago, we transitioned into having a formal separate division within the company that was focused strictly on the B2B space. And that's where we started to expand outside of that predominantly FR need which you still have it here. So you'll have teams where there's still somebody that's going to be out and need to have that ARC rating or protection.
Right.
So, but we've expanded beyond that into those where they don't have that requirement, but they still have the uniform wants.
Yeah, that's a great thing that you've mentioned there, because with our uniform personally within our business, I have a challenge because like we have a very specific and we're in South Georgia, and keep that in mind. So like our guys, they need to wear shorts, and like they'll wear black polos or black button downs, and then have t-shirts underneath it. But then this one guy could be working in an attic, and the other guy could be working inside of a 0 degree freezer, like a blast freezer. And so for me to have a consistent uniform between all of these guys is very challenging, because sometimes I'll have to order some samples, and it's like, oh no, like they're orange, but they're not similar enough orange to get by. So that's really cool, and it's a great point. I mean, it's a real challenge for sure.
Well, and you want to be able to hire somebody in 3 years and put them in the same uniform you put them in,
yes.
which is part of our
keep changing it, so you got
exactly.
this like rainbow of uniforms.
Exactly.
Or it looks like they faded, like somebody sat in the sun all day, and like, you should probably get a new uniform. And it's like, oh no, this thing's brand new. It was just in the back closet. I just found it. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, and that's part of our assortment as well. Where on our mainline style, our retail styles, they may be seasonal. They may come and go 1 year, 2 years. Maybe they do last 5+. Our assortment is focused on that 5 year, that longevity. Gotcha. So we tried to minimize that transition so that you do have the ability to hire, bring us on board for the, this year's staff. Mm-hmm. Then next year you got some turnover, you got some growth, and you want to be able to hire that 1 and 2 and have them look exactly like everybody else.
Well, tell me this. Is it just the field staff, or is it office staff also?
Oh, it's office staff as well. Yeah, we're increasing that focus as well to try to bring it in and allow people to, based on their needs, still look like they're part of the team.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good point, because that's another challenge in like getting similar colors and tops and bottoms and all of that. So now do you have office staff bottoms that are like slackish material, so they're not super thin? I mean, super thick, or is it?
Yeah, we do. So like a good example would be our Rigby bottoms, which is actually. Today's the only day I'm not wearing them, which right. I would live in the Rigby's. They're so comfortable. They got the 5-pocket. For me, the 5-pocket Rigby is my favorite. Yeah. Phone holster and everything. A little lighter weight, but it is that very professional look. It's
and that's male and female.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're continuing to expand our women's assortment, and that's part of our focus with the assortment is to be very complementary, so that the entire team women don't feel like they're getting. We used to always jokingly call it the shrink it and pink it. It's truly a guy's in a different color, so it actually fits appropriately. Everything from our sweatshirts to,
That's cool.
And the bottoms actually is an interesting area for women's. We actually have the women's leggings, which leggings are. I have two
leggings are like the thing.
I have a wife and 2 daughters. There's all nothing but leggings.
And man, are they expensive?
Oh yeah, yes. So we have now the rugged version of that for women.
That's cool. Again,
for the exact same things. The fit's right, the stretch is right, and it's durable to last in what they're doing.
Nice.
That's really nice. So typically, and I know this is varies with every single business, but maybe you can kind of, I don't know. Do you track about how many uniform sets each company's buying per employee? I mean, are we doing like 5 uniforms or 12 uniforms, or like what?
It absolutely varies across the entire board. So you'll have some companies that will think even beyond the 1 per day of the work week. 5 is that kind of window, but people will go extend it into like a 7. They'll buy them the entire
because there's nothing worse than having somebody come in with dirty clothes and they're like, I haven't washed any clothes. I need a spare set, so I can wash them one day while I'm wearing them. Yeah.
We'll even have companies go the other extent where they'll buy 2 or 3, but then they want to make it available for the employee to actually go out and buy more on their own. So they'll stipend, or a lot for.
They'll give them the first couple, and if they want more gear here, you can go buy more.
So with that, do you brand them, or do we have to send them out to a seamstress to have them branded?
Well, the great thing I can tell you is we actually have this website we launched 2 years ago. It's our D2B website, and it's built around being more of a DIY one-stop shop that you can actually control your own destiny. You can go out and you can brand. It's called on the website. It's Brand Your Gear, and you can put together your head to toe. You can upload your logo once you've registered, and then you can buy it yourself. It comes to your door.
Oh, that's neat.
Pre-done. Yep.
Okay.
So you don't have to, which has been interesting. This show, we've had several conversations with the smaller companies. When I say smaller, 50 or under, employees.
That's still big.
And people talk about, and there are a lot of, what's been so rewarding here, because I grew up in the trades. My dad was a plumbing heating contractor, and he never had more than like 3 or 4 folks.
Yeah.
But it was always with Dad. It was, all right, we're going to UAN's to get our car, then we're going to take it over to Bob's Embroidery, and I'll pick them all up. I got to figure out how to do that in the middle of my
don't forget about it too. Yeah. Like, I forgot. Those things been sitting over there for 3 weeks.
Well, in the last holiday party we had, I think Mark got coats for all the guys.
Yeah.
I think he got Carhartt coats at Duluth Trading, then had somebody like put a patch, like sew the patch on, so it kind of piecemeal it together, because I don't think he knew that you guys had this service that could help a thing on your website where you can actually brand it and have the logo and stuff like that on it. So that's nice that you guys putting that all together, so it's like a one-stop shop instead of this multiple piece thing that
that's so convenient.
Causes all kinds
even
of
if it costs more, just the convenience of it. Like, it's honestly.
Well, sometimes that's the Benny too, because we'll have a lot of promos of free embroidery and things like that.
What's up.
I mean, it's it really, people love it, and that's been the conversation here. People that share that inconvenience, they're wow, it's the same thing. They weren't aware. So that's part of this mission, to make sure we get that word out, that not only we continue over the last 3 years try to make sure people understand we are a uniform company as well. So it's not just company X out there that's able to outfit your 50 even to thousands of people. If you're aware of our United Airlines program that we did.
Oh, I wasn't.
It's a big one. We can do the entire gambit. So just really quick on that. So we actually outfitted. The launch was, gosh, to your point earlier when you said, gosh, 2022. It's been 3 years, and we launched with UAL. So we outfit the entire below the wing. So it's 28,000 workers below the wing at United Airlines that all wear Carhartt. So it's everything from their fuelers, fuel folks, their ground crew, the folks that do the catering, replace all of that.
And it lasts. Cool. So
it's a beautiful program. I mean, and that was one where we truly went to the end wear across the board. It had a decent runway, I should say.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of development based on not just management, but it was very much from the end user, a wing walker. A great example. We talked about the 5-pocket Rigby.
Oh yeah.
They're wearing a very similar, but the pocket is built specifically to those wands. So when they're done, they slide them in there. So it's that kind of development.
Yeah. That's
really cool. So it was very much that collaboration with the end user. So part of that messaging is to get out there and make sure people know we are a uniform provider as well. Yes, we're your favorite brand when you go into one of our retail partners, but we're also one you can go to when you want to uniform your folks consistently. So
that's cool. So I need about 27,998 more employees, and then we'll get some custom pants made.
Well, when you put your logo on it, it's custom. So
there you go. There you go. That's a good point.
That's true.
I need some for the Bluetooth.
And his has to be in this model with the suit, the tie, the jacket, and the vest and everything, because that's a Tersh specialty right here.
That's what I need.
Well, if you ever want to go out and look at it, it was and I'm going to forget the football player that we shame on me that we actually I'm sorry, I'm blanking on that.
Von Miller?
But yes, thank you, Von Miller.
I heard him.
Yes, thank you. My smart guy in the back, Von Miller. We actually made him a Carhartt tuxedo. So the duck, our core duck. He actually, he was on an award show and he wore the
cool.
tuxedo. So we
that guy's got
could.
He's got some interesting. I've seen some things where he showed up to in like the full cowboy outfits. And stuff.
Yeah.
He's a character. So.
Comes from a farmer background. It was a really good story we did with his family and all. So
that's cool.
Yeah, so it wasn't just because of promo. We tend to, when you see stars in our advertisements, it's not just because it was somebody famous. We wanted
you didn't just ride on their cold. You just didn't overpay them.
You didn't ride on their coattails.
Yeah, they like to be involved. Jason Momoa, another great story. He's a big wearer. So
Jason Momoa?
He's a big dude.
Oh, that is a big dude.
He's a big dude.
Yeah.
Big Carhartt fan.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That is really cool. So if people want to sign up for this program or learn more about the program, where do we send them?
So they can get onto our core website and they can find links there, to the Carhartt Company Gear pages. And then once they're on there, I mean, it's made so easy, particularly if they want to brand it. There's actually a section called Brand Your Gear. Every style that's already set up to be embroidered is on there, and then it just walks them through the registration.
Okay, cool. And cool. I'll get those links together, or me or Josh. Actually, Josh will probably do it, and we'll add that to the show notes.
Congratulations.
Yeah, well, that's why you brought.
I hope you have a notepad. Okay. Yeah, that invisible bolt there. That impenetrable bolt.
Yeah, right.
Cool, man. Well, I appreciate you taking some time out.
Thank
and sharing
you all.
with us,
Absolutely,
and everything. This your booth is awesome. I like the decor is exactly like our house decor, and so it's like I can see Julie trying to figure out how to pack these stools up and take them home with her. So
it's a nice setup. Our team does a great job setting it up. Great presence.
Yeah, well, we appreciate it truly. And if anybody has any questions at all, we'll put the links in the show notes. And with that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful and safe day. Until we talk again next time on the Service Business Mastery Podcast. We'll see you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Service Business Mastery. Now that you are equipped with essential business advice from this impactful conversation, you are one step closer to becoming the successful owner of your dreams. If this episode has been helpful to your business journey, don't forget to subscribe to the show, leave a rating, and share it with other owners as well. Visit servicebusinessmastery.com to learn more.